So I backed this horse last night, Buxted 2 at Chelmsford, and after it had won, I sort of wanted to look into the reason why it won, given the factors that we knew. The speed ratings were excellent for this horse, but if you looked at the bare form, the people without our speed ratings would have seen that the horse hasn't won for 550 days, and it's only won one time in 18 starts. What struck me was why it was only forecast at 10 to 1 and not 25s or bigger than 10s. Obviously, it was top rated in the master rating. It was top rated in the M&A column, which is the master plus the average, and the average is the last 3 runs. And it was top rated in the distance column. So for me, this was it'd been dropped £3, but for this reason, at the price it was, I think it won about 13s on Betfair. It won at 9 to 1. It was a good reason to put a few quid on it. But once the race was over, so this is something you might want to do yourself, is if you back a winner, try and look at why that horse won and see if you can replicate those sort of rules and see if you can find more winners into the future. So if we go over to the Inform Racing System Builder, and we can put in a few basic rules that we knew about the horse just to start with. So we can have the year. This is going back for the checking past results. Okay, so the year I'm going to use greater or equal to start from the start of 2018. Greater or equal. Excuse me. And then we're going to have the fact that the horse was ranked 1. It was top rated in the master rating. Master rating rank equals 1. And we've got the two other speed ratings features for this horse, and that was the M&A rating rank, and we're going to go top 3, so less or equal top 3 in the M&A rating rank, and the same with the distance rating. Distance rating rank, less or equal 3, so it's top 3 rated again. The days since a win, the horse Buxted 2 hadn't won for 550 days. I'm going to bring that down a little bit. Days since win, but I'm going to say that the horse hasn't won for greater or equal 365 days. So it's been more than a year since the horse has won. It was a handicap race, and I think this is going to be a handicap system due to the fact that the horse hasn't won for a long time, and it's probably going to be coming down in the handicap mark. Finally, the other thing that stuck out for me was the betting forecast, and we're going to say that the betting forecast decimal price less or equal 11. Okay, so that's 10 to 1 or less. So the horse has been forecast at 10 to 1 or less, yet it hasn't won for 365 days. Okay, we've got the speed ratings, which highlighted the horse for me last night. Okay. So we've got these basic rules now. We've got the breakdowns ticked up the top, so this will give us the breakdown of lots of other categories, and we can see if we can turn this basic idea of why this of the horse that won last night into a system. Okay. Apply the rules. And we can see that well, there's a very small profit, but it's a profit. I mean, that could be massive loss over 4.5 years. We're in October now, 22, so nearly 5 years. Decent strike rate, decent edge on the losing streak, pretty poor chi score, but anything over 1 in the actual to expected is positive. So now we can look at the categories, and we can see that just this basic rules we've put in if one had made a profit 3 times out of 5. Quite often you'll put a system in and these will all be minus reds, and you can sort of ignore that and start again. But so we can see that there's definitely things happening in the middle of the year, basically during the summer. So this is something you could look at, but we're going to go on a little bit further. And the first thing that strikes me is that the chase and the hurdle races, they've had less runs, less races. I do think the percentages are okay, but you can clearly see that there's a difference here. And last night's race was a flat race, and I'm going to delete jump racing. So we're going to use this. This is going to be a flat system only. So we're going to add another rule. And there's two categories here. You could use race type, which gives you each individually, but we are just going to use flat or jumps and leave it at flat. So it's a flat system. And apply the rules again. So this has made a massive difference to the profit, but an increase in the strike rate a little bit. The ELS edge is gone down a little bit, I think, but the chi-score's gone up, and we're still above 1 here, okay? So that's a bit of an improvement. We've got a small loss in 1 year. We're going to try and improve these figures, going by the categories and the breakdown. Days of the week is there. Sometimes Saturdays can be quite a different kettle of fish if you've got a different system, but generally it's going to, it'll be, it's just coincidental. Okay, so where are we? We are looking now at, we've got a fair spread of black and red here. Number of runners, nothing really standing out. Horse age, perhaps the younger horses could be worth looking at. Sex of the horse. Now here we've got the mares with a massive difference in winning percentage and a loss also. So this is something where I'm going to knock out. So we're not going to include mares in this system, okay? So we're going to have sex of the horse not equal mare, okay? And apply the rules again. Right, so there's another 20 odd points here. The strike rate's about the same. The ELS edge has improved dramatically, and so has the chi-score. Okay, so we're improving this slowly as we go. We've still got a losing year and not massive profit in these 2 years. So we will keep looking and see what we can find. Class of the race is costing us, but the percentages aren't dramatically different. I'm going to leave that for now. Things change as you change other categories, so you might want to keep going back and forth to keep having a look. Again, number of runners, obviously it's going to be better with less runners, but I think I'm just going to leave this for now. Horse age, again, but it's the younger horses have got a better profit, but the percentages aren't terrible. Days since run. Okay, well here we've got 3 down the bottom, horses that haven't run for more than 60 days. The percentages are lower than these above. So I think we're going to add the rule that the horse must have run within the last 60 days, okay? So add a rule, days since run, less or equal 60. By the rules again. Right, so there's the profit now, 191. We've got a better strike rate. We've got a better edge. I think we've got a similar chi-score, but we're still improving. We've got a profit in each of the years, but not massive, so we'll keep looking. But to have a profit in each year is something very positive, that you're working towards something that you can go on to use into the future. Number of runners, again, 11 or less is better, but it's obvious you can have more chance with less runners. 12 is showing quite a loss, but there's a profit of 14 here, so I'm still going to leave that. Specs of the horse, decent mixture of blacks and reds here. If you can find a group either at the top or at the bottom or in the middle that means something, that's showing a negative with negative win strike rates, then you can look at using those form categories. Class difference. There is quite a class difference for horses that have been raised in class, but this strike rate's not bad. These two are only losing 6 points. If one popped in at 20, 30 to 1, you'd soon be changing that, so I'm going to leave that for now. BHA rating rank. Now here we can see clearly that the horses rated better by the BHA. This is the official rating. The top 6 horses in the race provide all the profits, and you can see that the 3 percentages here are win strike rates are very, very low. So we'll be saving ourselves 30 odd points, and we can say now that the BHA rating rank, the official rating must be, the horse must be in the top 6. Now the official rating, this is a rating today, this is a race today, excuse me, at Musselburgh. On the Racing Post on our website you can find the official rating. The official rating here is for the top rated horse is 76, and this will drop down as the horses are rated and they carry less weight depending on what the top weight carries. Okay, so 76 is the top rate. These two are second rated, second ranked by the BHA rating. So we're looking at the top 6. So in this particular race you'd have 1, these two are 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So it would only be considering in this particular race horses from Cat's Bob upwards. Okay, so this is the top 6 officially rated horses in the race. So we are, at least this is a sensible, makes common sense. We're backing in handicaps the 6 horses that are top. We're looking at the top 6 ranked horses by their official rating. So we're going to go back up to the top, add another rule, and this will be BHA rating rank less or equal 6, okay? And we'll run that again. Okay, further profit, which is good, an increase in the strike rate, a good increase in the edge, we're about 30%, just more. Chi-score's over 8, which is perfectly what we're looking for. 8 or above is excellent, and this is steady at over 1, okay? So we've now got, still got profit in all of these years, nothing massive, but the thing about these systems is if you can find 4 or 5 of these little systems that make 20, 30, 40, 50 points profit a year, and use the percentage staking plan, which I'm going to look at further on, later on in this video, you can really start to make decent profits. Okay, so we're now, we continue to look for something now. Has anything changed? Again, I'm going to leave this number of runners. It's very easy just to cancel everything out, but you don't want to reduce everything until you've got no bets, okay? The highlights in this one is always around this area, but there's, again, it's a mixture of positive and negatives. Class difference now, this is slightly changed so that there's no reason to take these out. There's only a few bets on these ones, so I'm going to leave that one. The draw, pretty well spread out. BSP, you could say that the higher BSPs, but again it's nothing massive, and you know, one winner at 40 to 1 would make a massive difference. BSP rank, now here's one, the BSP rank. So this is the rank of favouritism going by the Betfair starting price, and you can see that all the winners have come from the top 7. Now this is going to be something to do with the number of runners, because there's a lot of runners with fewer, a lot of races with fewer runners in them, but you can clearly see here that from 8 downwards there's been no winners at all, and it's costing us, okay, 0% loss there. So we're going to say that the BSP rank, it must be 7th favourite or less, going by the BSP prices at the off, and we'll add that rule. BSP rank less or equal 7. Apply the rules again. I have nearly at least 20 points in each season, and all weather's picked up from where we were at the beginning, if you remember. Nothing else really standing out, bit of loss here, but not many bets. then we get back, we're down to the speed rating, so we've only got the top rated there. Got the top 3 in this one, top 3 in this one. There's nothing really standing out with that one. Trainer win percentages, nothing there. Jockey allowance, nothing there. And then you get onto the course, which I'm not going to look into now, the trainer list, and finally the jockeys. These last 3 are probably more specific if you wanted to look at a course or a trainer or a jockey. Okay, so that's where I'm going to leave this system now. If you started with these, if you'd looked at Buxted and started with these particular categories, I wouldn't like to know how long it would take you to filter through all of your 1,000 bets plus for your system to work out that mares didn't have a good win strike rate, or that horses that ran 60 days or less had a better strike rate. It would take you, well, you would give up. You'd give up, basically. But by using your basic system rules, something that you think makes common sense, and the breakdowns that you can find with the Inform Racing System Builder, you can filter your systems using common sense. There's nothing silly about this one. It's a flat racing system, okay? Mares don't do well in handicap races generally, and they have a poor strike rate. The horse is fresher because it's run within the last 2 months or so. It's officially rated in the top 6 in the race, and it's one of the top 7 favourites going by Betfair, along with the fact that it's the top rated speed rating and it's top 3 in these other 2 categories. This system is not a silly system. This is a system that is made up of common sense, okay? And again, we'll just finally run those rules again. And this is where we've got a 258 point profit, okay, from this number of bets, a 20% strike rate, a close to 30% edge on our losing streak. We've had a longest losing streak of 22. The expected losing streak, given the number of bets and strike rate, is 30 or nearly 31. Chi-score is nearly 9. Actual to expected is over 1. And we've got a profit from each of the last nearly 5 years, okay? Now, next thing I want to talk about is the percentage staking plan. We've been running this throughout this video, but I'm going to come to it now. Okay, so this is you can use level stakes. You can use this 50-50 is each way betting, and these are splitting your stakes on the win and the place. Okay, but what we do know from running our system is that our longest losing streak has been 22. Okay. So if we then open up our Inform Racing actual to expected losing runs calculator, this is totally free to download for all subscribers. It's on the downloads link once you've logged in. Okay, this, let's say we had 37 and we were going to use £100 bank, okay? We've now found out that over nearly 5 years, our longest losing streak is 22. We're going to use a £500 bank and input the fact that we know our longest losing run has been 22. This is where you can now decide how risk averse or safe you want to play it, okay? This is setting your bank up to make sure you know what percentage or the correct percent of your bank you want to be placing on each bet. In nearly 5 years, we've only had 22 losers using this system I've just created. You could double that to 44. Now that would cover your bank for 44 losers on the trot. You could times this by 2.5 and cover your bank for 55 losers on the trot. You can go up to 88 losers on the trot. Are you likely to get 88 losers on the trot? Probably not. I like to stick somewhere between the 2.5 and 3, okay? For this one, let's say we're going to be quite safe and we're going to set our bank up so it won't be bust. It will cover ourselves for 55 losers on the trot, which we don't expect to have, okay? We've only had 22 since the start of 2018. So putting in your bank here and the number of losers that you've already had, this means that we're going to be betting 1.82% of our bank on each horse. And this means the first stake will be £9 and 9 pence. So if we go back here, and we are going to bet 1.82 using percentage stakes and a £500 starting bank, okay? And we can run this again, but you will now see that this would have made a profit of £13,000, 143.20 since the start of 2018, okay? Now, that might not sound massive, but you've got to remember you started with £500, but over 5 years. And remember, what I'm saying is if you can find 3, 4 or 5 of these simple little systems that make common sense, and there's plenty on the website already, you can start to see that you can really accumulate some decent profits. The stakes with this one are not massive. The last stake was £204. The average BSP is about 7, so you'd easily be getting these stakes on. Whether you'd have continued over 5 years from your £500, that's up to you. You could easily stop at 1,000, 5,000, whatever you wanted to do. But if you find yourselves 3, 4 or 5 of these little systems, you really can make your betting pay, okay? You've run your system, you've worked out the longest losing streak. You can then open up the actual to expected losing runs calculator, very simple to work out where you want to be on this line here, how risk averse you want to be, how safe, how risky. Work out the percentage of your bank. And then from then on, you just continue to bet, in this case, 1.82% of your bank after you've won, after you've lost, or whatever. Long term, you could take 258 points level stakes, but 13,000 in 5 years. I'm pretty sure most people watching this video probably haven't made £13,000 in the last 5 years from their betting. So this is just a starting point. It shows how simple the system builder is to use. As I say, you'd give up. Take you absolutely forever to try to work out that these are the filters you need to improve your basic idea of a system to really start making decent amounts of money with your betting and the Inform Racing system builder.